Welcome guys to a special series of 2 videos. As you know, Code Equestria occasionally dabbles in WWE topic and discussion, mainly through our show Equestrian Rumble, that we haven't done in a while. But oftentimes you'll see me do predictions on the latest pay-per-view that you'll continue to see. In fact, you'll be seeing it twice a month now, which leads to why this video, or these next 2 videos, exist. As of this Tuesday, for those in the wrestling know, it's the return of the WWE Draft, and by extension, the brand split. Now, this isn't the first time that the brand split has happened for those new in the new. The first time it happened was all the way back in 2002, generated by the fact that Linda McMahon at the time asked for the brands to be split. The most notable reason for this was that Brock Lesnar decided to go exclusively to the SmackDown brand as the then undisputed champion. Now, obviously, no situation like this is happening here. Shane is taking up SmackDown while Stephanie McMahon, his sister, takes up the flagship Raw brand, in hopes of creating some new buzz and a sibling rivalry. That's all good and all. But how will the rosters be split? Over these next 2 videos, I will play the role of both Stephanie and Shane McMahon, giving you 13 draft picks. Now, here are the ground rules. The Undertaker is exempt from this draft. The women's division will float over, so there are no women's picks being made in this draft. NXT, the full locker room is open, and as for tag teams will be drafted together, not separately. Although expecting the real draft this Tuesday for that rule not to apply. Champions will go along with their belts. As for the mid-card titles, I will represent The Miz for Raw and Rusev for SmackDown. So, those will not be official picks, so keep that in mind. With that said, here are the top 13 picks for Monday Night Raw. You'll get the SmackDown video this upcoming Monday, the day before the draft. So, a little bit of heads up. Starting with my first pick for Raw, I must explain what I would want Raw to be. Raw is a flagship brand of the WWE, has been for nearly 25 years. It's the old stalwart, as they say, where the big names are made bigger and the small names are given their big stage. For Monday Night Raw, when it comes to my first draft pick there, I want not an established champion. I don't want a Dean Ambrose. No, not for the Raw brand. I want the biggest star that I can get, but with one caveat. He's got to be there every week. So, no to Brock Lesnar. So, that leaves me with one choice for the Raw brand. Although other drafts you might see on YouTube have drafted him lower, I'm drafting him first. I want John Cena to be my signature for the Raw brand. Not only because He is the flagship star of the WWE. It's the flagship brand. And this should also tell you my focus for the SmackDown brand in general that we'll get to on Monday. But after John Cena's pick, pretty much the floor is wide open. Again, veteran experience is needed here. So that's why my next pick for the Raw brand is none other than the New Day as a tag team. Yes, they're a bit young, but a lot of them have been here a while. Big E has been here a while, for at least 5 years, while Kofi Kingston is nearing 10. Xavier Woods' youth and experience makes him the first young one, and of course, they're the most popular group going. There's no reason to split them up right now. They're just too good at what they do. To continue with our veteran theme, I want another veteran, but more or less a veteran of ring time, not so much WWE time. When I look at veterans like that, I start getting my first big NXT pick, Samoa Joe. He's been in the wrestling business nearly 15 years, a TNA stalwart, former world champion, and current NXT champion. Yes, he would have to drop the belt, naturally, but he's the perfect up-and-coming megastar to have on Raw, and the perfect first get-together. Plus, with his veteran experience, he can teach the other young guys as part of the group how to successfully get around. Plus, he's my first major tweener of this group. After Samoa Joe, though, we go back to the default roster to pick up another veteran talent. But maybe one of the best talents in this draft. That's right. For pick number 5, I'm going Seth Rollins. And yes, Seth Rollins. He's the most talented superstar of the 3 Shield members. He's got the most upside, the most ceiling, and over the last couple of years has shown experience beyond his years. Plus, on the Raw brand, his attitude and vitriol can be our guides for the entire brand in general. After all, Raw is about being edgy, about pushing boundaries, and there's next to nobody in the WWE right now that can do this. Number 6 follows that same directive. Number 6 is about pushing boundaries, edginess. And trust me, in the current day WWE, there's nobody that should be pushing boundaries more than Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family. But, more specifically, I'm just drafting Bray. Where do the other Wyatts go? Well, you might have a good guess, but Bray Wyatt's the hot commodity here. I don't want Eric Rowan. I don't want Braun Strowman. Bray Wyatt is the hot mess here. He's the one that I want. And, given the proper storyline protection, he can become your younger, hipper Taker. Just trust me on this. It's it's here around the next pick that the rumored veteran talent comes into play. Keep in mind, these are just rumors. But for the heck of it, we're going to play along with it. Next up, I want Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin had his shots as a former Intercontinental and U.S. champion. And plus, in the early days of Money in the Bank, he was a stalwart and a vastly underrated talent. Now, with some more time to incubate, maybe now he can become the star that I always thought he would be. And he's just great. A great in-ring technician, great agility, and a risk taker. Alongside the New Day, and even a risk taker like Samoa Joe, there's some interesting matchup possibilities. Plus, imagine a Shelton Benjamin Seth Rollins matchup. Now, isn't that wonderful? Next up, at pick number 9. Yeah, we're already up there. It's time to pick another veteran talent out. Dolph Ziggler at 9. And this time, actually give him the legitimate push he needs. He's just too good of an in-ring competitor to be lounging in the mid-card forever. He's kind of the uncrowned Shawn Michaels, the diamond in the rough. But he needs to stop being in the rough, and the brand extension can be just the extension he needs. 10 will come Apollo Crews, who is young and needs a place to build. But I'd keep him at home on the Raw brand because he's pretty much comfortable there. After that, at 11, is a kind of tricky pick. Tag team division is young, very young. And I've got my choices between the NXT tag teams and the tag teams that are already present. But in case of Raw's capabilities, at pick 10, I'm going to go with a safe, reliable, always there tag team. I'm going with the Usos. Yes, it's kinda shocking that I don't take this opportunity to draft an NXT team. But trust me, NXT is about to get represented in a big way for the Raw brand. Because trust me, pick number 12 to go alongside with Samoa Joe, you need another major NXT star. Who better than Finn Balor? Yes, Finn Balor at the back. But trust me, he's a raw talent through and through. He's bringing acceleration, youth, and his fantastic persona to the brand in red, which would be a perfect fit. Last but not least, at 13, however, you get really surprising. At 13, you make a really big move. An earth-shattering kind of safety net move. See, he's not going to be around very often, but you need that one super duper star to represent Raw's attitude. Here is where I would draft Brock Lesnar last. Yes, I know. For a lot of people, he would be top 5 in their 10 board. But trust me, I have no problem drafting him here. He's not going to be here every night, but when he is here, he's one of the biggest stars that wrestling has ever had. And that is without dispute. He beat the streak. He had an undefeated streak in his first year. Former King of the Ring, Royal Rumble, and former four-time world champion. This guy's got the goods. This is a perfect bookend for John Cena. As for the major title that I would want the WWE title there as the represent of olden times and the flagship. So naturally, I'm getting Dean Ambrose as well. But now that you know my 13, here is a recap, just in case you forgot. John Cena goes first as the major flagship star of the brand. New Day comes together as a tag team and brings their youth but veteran experience to the stage. Samoa Joe becomes the first major NXT star, once again bringing veteran experience to the game. Seth Rollins brings his youth and excitement and great wrestling skills to the table for the Raw brand to set up interesting matchups with Shelton Benjamin, while Bray Wyatt is finally given a chance for his super talent to shine. Although he'll be broken off from the rest of his family, he's the best asset. Dolph Ziggler stops playing the mid-card game to become a major threat, while Finn Balor and Apollo Crews bring youth and their exciting potential and personas into the Raw brand stretch. Brock Lesnar is our safety kicker and our go-to guarantee on those nights that we need a really big star. Plus, the Usos bring their veteran experience as well to the tag team division, bringing enough youth, but most importantly, veteran experience into the show. With these 13 picks, you'll start to see that Raw, I want to remain the flagship, where the veterans show off their incredible skills, but also have incredible, ready for prime time players all throughout their roster and list. With these 13 superstars, my Raw would be oldie but a goodie. So, play general manager with me. Who would you pick as your 13 Raw superstars? Leave it down in the comment section below, and stay tuned Monday as I give out my top 13 SmackDown picks. You can kind of have a guess at where it's going, but I'm going to give you a couple of days to play along and enjoy. And let's hope some of these pics are actually made real at this Tuesday's actual draft. And yes, if I may have missed one I'll throw in for fun and kicks, just to make it even. Our truth. Why? Because everybody needs a little fun. But that's it. That's the list. Find peace in your own nirvana and have fun drafting away.